Take that pain, pass it down like bottles on the wall. Mama said her dad's to blame, but that's his daddy's fault. Oh, there's no one left to call. You say you're counting down the days till you make your escape, but you're afraid you can outrun what's running through your veins. You're carrying the weight in the dead of night on that broken road. I won't let you walk alone. You don't have to follow in your bloodline. Oh, we got each other.
Playoff football has once again returned to our nation's capital as you get a look inside Northwest Stadium here in Landover. Coming up, we've got an ultra-important divisional round matchup in the NFC, as it'll be the Chicago Bears taking on the Washington Commanders. The first of 4 berths in the conference championships on the line here as divisional weekend in the NFL is underway. And we will not have a run back here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line.
I'm ready. Red 19, sorry, Cougar 19. 60 Bison, 60 Bison. Warrior 70. Hey, check that, street.
They'll run here with a rookie. And some room to maneuver. Across midfield. He's on his way. And he's got it all the way down to the 12-yard line. 68 yards for him already. An excellent drive to kick off this divisional round matchup. That might be an understatement. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Trap 60, trap 60.
To the air goes Daniels. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Commanders are on the board first here in this division round matchup. Extra point good by Prater. And that makes the score 7-0. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Bears take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. Off the play fake, it's Williams. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down.
A gain of 19 yards. First down, Chicago.
First carry for DeAndre Swift. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It was Deron Payne who got in there to make the play.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Williams looking to do it himself. Now inside the 25. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Caleb Williams, 56 yards. And the Bears are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own. Santos able to tack on the extra point. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And that's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback.
First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. Their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after getting up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
70, 19 Lions. Let's go.
Working out of the gun, Daniels. Now he'll tuck this and run. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
One thing you always worry about when he breaks the pocket is he going to take off with it? That time, the pressure was starting to close in. They just got to throw this one away.
Ready. Ready.
Here's Daniels. Short throw to Smith. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender.
Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And he'll score. Touchdown, Commanders. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, 53 yards. And Washington has taken the lead. Prater for the extra point. And that makes the score 14-7. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And he's able to get this all the way to the 40 before going out of bounds.
Well, he gave up the first touchdown of the game, but how about the response? Big time return. Now it's their chance to try and put points on the board.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. 2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Swift going to try up the middle. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great. Because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. His first catch of the divisional round goes for a first down. He had 5 catches last week in their wild card win.
A gain of 19 yards.
They will run straight ahead with Swift. What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run.
And when you get into the divisional round of the playoffs, this is where having the ability to run the football is such an advantage. The defenses, they're generally going to be tougher the further you go along. So if you can get something established up front, it's going to give you a great chance to move on.
And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll make it second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Here's a handoff to Swift. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down?
Not a whole lot of room to maneuver there, and I think that's because everyone took care of their responsibilities, filled their gaps, held their place. No place for him to run.
Yeah, looked good. Everything got funneled to the nose tackle. They swallowed him up. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. Looking to throw is Williams. And a quick throw here, that's complete. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it. And that'll bring up 4th down. Through 1 quarter, 14-7 our score. The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it, looking at a 4th down and 2. They'll go. Here's Williams. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Rome Odunze from 4 yards out. And the Bears take the chance on 4th and goal, and it pays off with 6. Santos with the extra point, and we are tied at 14.
Santos to kick off for Chicago.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll.
Here we go.
A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they haven't had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Trap 60, trap 60.
Daniels looking to throw. They'll swing this out to Krosky-Merritt. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
It's a gain of 6.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Timberwolves.
Now we've got whistles here before the snap, and I believe this is going to be on Washington. And this offense back to needing 10 yards after the false start. 3rd and 10.
Now. Viking 18.
Now Daniels. Setting up the screen. Krosky-Merritt. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. 5 yards, not enough. And it'll be 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he get the first down.
They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down.
70 Timberwolves.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Cowboy 8, 60 Bison, Dragon 60. 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick. Check smash, check smash. Ready?
On 4th down, here's Daniels. He'll try to do it himself. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
Because one thing they are lacking in is confidence. They took a big and maybe unnecessary risk going for that 4th down. He put them on his shoulders, though, and paid off the big-time gamble.
Ready? 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Ready?
Throwing now is Daniels. Now he's going to step up and run. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing the throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down. And don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
That's caught. Krosky Merritt with it. 7 yards there and a first down.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball, possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 47.
Panthers 60, Panthers 18 Rattler, 18 Rattler. 70 Ranger, 70.
Daniels with a give to Krosky Merritt. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Bronco 80.
Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. Second and 5.
Cougar 19.
They'll run once more with JCM. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
Let's go.
Daniels from the gun on 3rd down. Pass caught. It's Lane with it. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
I think as he began this throw, you saw that the area was congested, but he has a lot of confidence in his arm, and he fits that one in there nicely to pick up the catch. Not much yardage afterwards.
No move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5.
70 Lions.
Daniels going to throw for it. That's to his running back, complete. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. Washington goes for it, but it does not pan out. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Here's Williams. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They'll break the huddle and come out with 4 receivers, 3 of them to the right side, 2nd and 7. To throw, it's Williams. That's caught left side, Burden. And some room to run now. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. In the wild card win last week, he had just 2 catches, and now he's got his first one here. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. 49 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. He had his eyes on the end zone once he hit the secondary, but they're finally able to slow him down.
Yeah, and I've got to look at this one from the defensive point of view. You just mentioned finally able to slow him down. They've got to figure out a way to make that at the point of attack, at the line of scrimmage, because once he gets through, he's shredding them.
Here's Swift. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Swift. He is not going to advance very far. He'll be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Now a signal and a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. A big one coming in this divisional round playoff, 3rd and goal. They'll look to throw for it with Williams. He'll try and do this himself. And that is too far out in front. He couldn't haul it in. Incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, for the few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback, I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Fix the Eagles! Fix the Eagles!
They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they've been the better of the two teams through 2 quarters of play, much to the chagrin of this home crowd.
Yeah, this score is a surprise to a lot of folks at home, although not to my dad. He predicted the visitors would win. And maybe to the folks in the stadium, but you know who is not a surprise to, partner? This team with the football. They were very confident coming in.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Rasul Douglas picks him, and he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. Not the way you envision things to start out the 3rd quarter. 1 play and already a turnover.
It's interesting. You and I were talking with the coach, and he talked about how at halftime, as a play caller, he wanted to make sure he got a new script going for the second half, not just the one that he operated off of to start the game. Nowhere on that script did it have that result.
On the bootleg, it's Daniels. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And out of bounds right around the 20. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Here we go. Ready,
They go play action. Daniels. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
The plan was clearly to challenge them by sending a blitz on 2nd down, but even the extra guys couldn't catch him in the backfield, though. He doesn't scramble for him first, but he does get the last laugh by evading the blitz and getting beyond the line of scrimmage.
They need 2. Here's 3rd down.
Ready. Cowboy 80. 70 Lions. Go.
To throw is Daniels. That is into the hands of Krosky Merritt. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
They certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That's going to go down as a loss of 9 on the 1st down play.
The safety position continues to evolve into a bigger role in run defense than in the past. They certainly love to have him drop down and get aggressive in bringing ball carriers down behind the line of scrimmage. Not many bigger stops than that one right there.
Come 19, 18, Rattler, 18, Rattler. Ready.
From the shotgun, it's Daniels. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Checks it down, Krosky Merritt. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that.
39-yard attempt.
Prater's kick is good. And that will tie things at 17 all. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Williams. And he'll get this into the hands of Swift once again. And it's going to be a nice pickup, but he also takes a pretty good lick at the end of that one.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
From the 46, here's 2nd and a couple. They'll run with the Rutgers man, Kyle Monongai. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. The penalties don't usually hurt as much as that one does. That is a monster gain wiped out by the flag.
And you and I both know that an offense only gets a couple of those big moments in a normal game. You've got to take advantage of them. When you give one away because of an avoidable penalty, that's a major disadvantage. Just steals away every bit of momentum you just generated with that play.
Throwing is Williams. And the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd.
3rd and 14.
Williams from the gun on 3rd down. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. A huge play there for Chicago. 44 yards. 1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now a give right side Swift. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the plays we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
From the 20, here's 2nd and 9. Once again, it's Swift. There goes 3. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
To throw, Williams. A quick throw there is incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Santos' kick is up and through. And with that, they take the lead here 20-17. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
First and 10. Their own 26-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
Let's go now.
And this certainly a key moment in this game, trailing by 3, 4th quarter with a spot in the championship game next weekend on the line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Ready?
Out of the gun, they go with Krosky Merritt. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. And even 100 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in this divisional round matchup. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3.
Panther 60, Panther 60. Panther 60, 19 tight, 19 tight. Hey, check that, street. 70 Ranger, 70 Ranger. Ready?
To the air goes Daniels. He's airing it out for Williams. That's caught inside the 20. And he takes this thing way down into Chicago territory. A huge play there for Washington. 53 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
70 Timberwolves. 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates.
Here's Daniels. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
I like how he hung in there and went through his progressions, but eventually his internal clock went off and told him it was time to make a run for it, and he ends up sliding down with a solid gain.
Second down from the 8. They can get a first down by reaching the 5. Up the middle, Krosky Merritt. And for one of the few times here today, this one's not going to go anywhere.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Three points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. Playoff lives at stake. Boy, this is a big one. 3rd down.
Tag! 70 Lions, 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Ready?
They'll try to run for it. Krosky Merritt. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Commanders have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. Important extra point up and through, and that will make this a 4-point game.
Raiders set to kick off.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. This is 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage.
Not in a position where they absolutely have to rush right now, but they definitely have to pick up the tempo a bit.
But they'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. He's back to throw. There's a short one caught by Loveland. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Back to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have the Bears first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1.
That's good for our Bears. First down. First and 10.
He'll look to throw. To the left side, he's got his tight end Loveland. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down, so that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save the timeout.
Absolutely ideal there. Get a good size play, get out of bounds.
Well, you saw the coaching there. That is taught and it is emphasized. Get out of bounds, understand your situation, as well as just understanding the game.
They run out of the gun with Swift.
And they'll wind up getting this to the 37th. Gain of 9.
Here's second and a yard. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go.
And the Bears first down.
2 timeouts still available in this final minute. It's 1st and 10 now.
Back to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
Here's 1st and goal. Here's Mononga.
And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages. Now an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. He's got it, and this is indeed up to a 3-point lead. Touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And pretty good field position here. He's out of bounds right at the 35.
On the ready. 18, Pioneer. Ready. Cougar 19. Cup 19. Cup 19. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. And they have secured a spot in the conference championship. And now you can start to smell it at this point in the season, can't you?
You really can, because the focus has been one game at a time, not looking ahead. But when you get to the conference championship game and you know you're there, the Super Bowl does loom in the future.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we sign off from Landover.